Yo, what's up everyone? You already know who it is. It's your boy Jay, back with another video. And I'm actually really excited to make this video. I know I be saying that all the time, but I'm actually really excited about this video because I believe that it's going to help a lot of people and really encourage people. And before I get into it, my name is Jay. I'm doing a challenge where I speak every day on YouTube for 365 days. Today is currently day 14. And the reason that I'm doing this is to show my transformation from where I'm starting at to success, and really just to inspire other people to pursue their dreams and their passion. I wanted to start a YouTube channel for I want to say about 2 years, but I kept waiting for the right time. But I realized a month ago that the right time would never come, and I just had to be bold and I had to start. And so I pushed all of my fears aside, and for the last 14 days I've just been making videos every single day, trying to help people and inspire people. Now, if this is something you're into, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And just know on day 365, I'm going to do a massive giveaway. I don't know what exactly yet, but I'm definitely going to do it. And my journey to starting this YouTube channel actually connects to what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today. Now, I'm not sure if maybe you're seeing the title of this video. I haven't decided what it would be, but I'm most likely going to make the title Choose Your Own Miracles, or Create Your Own Miracles. And this phrase is important to me because over the past couple of years of my life, I've gotten to a place where I understand that if you want something, you have to learn how to take action for yourself and really get it. And you have to learn self-reliance. That's a skill that many people don't have. We rely on people to help motivate us, to push us. We even rely on, motivation. If you look on YouTube right now, you'll see so many videos about, motivation and, just how to be more motivated, and, you need to fix your life because this celebrity says so, or this athlete says so. But the problem is that there's a lot of talk about motivation and discipline even, but there's not a lot of talk about intrinsic urgency, or the mindset of I have to do it for myself, I have to want it. Because motivation only lasts for so long. I always see motivation as I see it as jet fuel. And for me, I see it as something that can be very helpful in the short term, but long term it wears off. And I see intrinsic motivation and self-reliance is something that's more sustainable but more slow burning. And that's why a lot of people don't want it, because intrinsic motivation and intrinsic willpower, those are things that are very helpful, but in the short term it doesn't always feel sparky. It doesn't feel exciting all the time. There may be some days where you wake up and you're just not motivated, and the only thing that's making you do something is your willpower. And that doesn't always feel good, because a lot of times it's a short-term sacrifice, but trust me, the benefits are huge. And when I first tapped into this concept of creating my own miracles, I was in a position in my life where everything wasn't going smoothly. And I sat down one day and I said, it's really up to me to create what I want to see in my life. Time is limited, and I've said this before. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, I can't believe that I'm 19 right now. I can clearly remember when I was 10 years old, 13 years old, and now I'm 19. And soon one day I'll be 30, then I'll be 40, then I'll be 70 one day, right? So it's very important that you understand how finite time is. And when you understand that, you have a higher level of willpower to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You gain the ability to look long term instead of short term. An example of short term thinking would be, I don't want to do this right now, so I'm just going to stay in bed. But a long-term thinker says, I don't feel like doing this right now, but I understand that in a week I have an assignment that's due, or I have a major project that I have to do, or I have a life goal that I'm trying to complete. And when that time comes, I don't want to be stuck in the same position, right? You have to learn how to have the ability to see outside of the short term and think in the long term. And it feels like I've talked about this in other videos, but I never get tired about talking about it because it's honestly a cheat code to success. And this is how it's connected to creating your own miracles, because intrinsic motivation and self-discipline, these are the gears that help you achieve reality. These are the things that help you take your dreams and turn them into things that are tangible. So for example, my dream car, not right now, it's not a Lambo, but it's a Genesis GV70 EV. And I know that may sound a little niche, but that's actually my dream car. So I wrote it down, and it's nice to write things down. Everyone talks about that. You have a goal, write it down. If you want to achieve something, write it down. But I decided, what am I going to do to actually get there? What action steps am I going to take every single day to further my progress into getting that goal, actualized? The other thing, I wanted a better apartment. So instead of just talking about it and thinking about it, what actions am I physically going to take every single day to get me closer to that goal? And once I locked in on this type of mentality, like I've said before, I've noticed the difference in how I approach life. I've noticed a difference in how I go throughout my day. I like to make sure that everything has intention, because the worst feeling to me now is going to bed and realizing that I just wasted my entire day. If I wake up, right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. We have 24 hours in a day, but you have 16 working hours. I personally believe that 8 of those 24 hours should be dedicated to sleeping, just to make sure that you remain healthy. But if you take away that 8 from the 24, you have 16 hours left. How are you going to spend those 16 hours? Some people, they have to go to work. Okay, if you work 8 hours, maybe a 9 to 5, that leaves you with 16 minus 8, that's 8 hours. What are you going to do with those remaining 8 hours? The worst feeling is to go down to bed at night, or lay your head down on your comfortable pillow, and then you realize, I wasted the entire day. Because the only way that you can change your position in life, the only way that you can become better or you can improve, is to actually take physical action. I'm doing AI automation right now, and it's a lot of digital thinking and things like that. And the world is moving towards a more digital era. Previously, my other video, I talked about the digital gold rush. Make sure to go watch that video. It's really insightful about how you can make money and take advantage of this opportunity. But long story short, the world is moving towards a more digital space. But make no mistake about it, the world is very physical. It always has been, and it always will be. And the thing that really moves the needle is the physical actions that you take, if that makes sense. So I'm learning AI automation, but I still have to do research, right? I still have to take action and learn how to maximize what I'm learning. I still have to physically take notes. Make sure that what you're doing is not just sitting there thinking about your goals, but actually achieving them. And this connects to creating your own miracles too, because when you wait for a miracle, you're just waiting. Wait for a miracle. It's in the phrase. You're just waiting there. You're just hoping that something happens. You're basically like a leaf in the wind, right? Wherever the wind blows, that's where you go, right? To create your own miracle is to take action. And a lot of times when you take action, when you take your destiny into your own hands, you'll notice that you actually gain more fulfillment because you're in control, right? The responsibility increases, the good pressure, not the bad pressure, but the good pressure increases, and you become more intentional about how you spend your time. And when you create your own miracles, then it creates confidence within you. You don't worry about, petty things in life. You don't worry about, if this is going to go right or wrong. You have that internal confidence that says, no matter what's going on, no matter how I feel, I can do it. And long term, that leads to more fulfillment, right? So that's the video today, guys. And honestly, above all, I hope that you actually take this and that you not just watch it, but that you actually learn something and put it into practice. And, an exercise I have for you, I want you to think about 3 things that you wish would happen to you. What are 3 things that you wish would happen? For me, I gave the example about wanting a nicer apartment, wanting a Genesis GV70 EV. And, for my third goal, I think I only have 2 right now. But for you, what are at least 2 things that you wish would happen to you? 2 dreams that you have, 2 or 3 dreams that you have. And instead of saying, I wish that would happen to me, I hope that happens to me, write it out on a paper, your dream, and then write out what exactly are you going to do to get there. And finally, this is the most crucial step. What are you doing physically to actually attain that goal? Right? What actions are you physically taking to achieve that goal? All right, guys, I hope you learned something from this, and I will see you guys in the next video. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I know we're just starting out, but that giveaway on day 365, I'm warning you right now, it's going to be very insane, and I don't want you to miss it. All right, I'll see you guys. Peace.